freedom. Succor me now against this coarse and domineering sex.
So, fate at last has stricken that bloody robber, the Sultan of Tashkent. And the same fate brings by strange dispensation Timur son Calaf to us, and to a great good fortune. Who dares to penetrate thy mysteries, heaven?
What the devil is the old gentleman always dribbling about now?
There's a secret messenger arrived. Hell is loose somewhere.
Child, the night is almost gone, and sleepless yet you wander to and fro, seeking to know something you cannot know. I, who have no eyes sought, have found it out. You seek, and know it not. Both names are writ upon the sheet. From countries far away, a secret rider bore it even now, with other tidings grave and full of joy. The messenger I hold in custody until tomorrow night. Your unknown suitor is of a truth a prince and a king's son. You will not, cannot guess the names. My child, it is a father's pity brings me here. Why will you once again this day that dawns have yourself put to shame before a crowd, suffering the cruel malice of their hate? Leave us alone. I hold it in my hand to spare you all.
To spare me what? I thank you, Father, but I have no need of your help. It is in my own wits I have my best defense.
You are now at your wits' end, and you know it too. A desperate confusion fills your eyes. We are alone with one another now. Come, tell your father. Do you know the name?
You will know that in the court tomorrow.
Listen, my child, you do not know these names. But if you do, trust in my love and say, then I will let the poor man know and see that he quits my land without delay. And you will have it noised abroad that you have conquered him and spare him public shame. Thus, you escape the hatred of the crowd. Will you deny your father this life boon?
I know the names, I do not know the names. Did he show pity when he won? Now let him bear what I myself have borne. If I know the names, I shall announce them tomorrow to the crowd in the court.
All that he did was done in love, my daughter, and in a game of play for his head. Now bid ambition leave your heart, and anger too, and let me show you how a father loves. I pledge my head you do not know the names. I have them here, and I will tell you them. Tomorrow, then you may, in the court, put him to shame, and see as his anguish and torture call for death, because with you, he loses all that he loved. And only one thing do I crave. When you have fed your vengeance on him to the full, reach him your hand, and be his willing wife. Swear it, we are alone. Then have the names, and all shall be a secret, mine and yours.
What shall I do? Depend upon Adelma, or shall I let my father tell me the names? Lessens the shame beyond all doubt to yield to one's father, but what if wise Adelma had succeeded, and my oath had been too soon?
Why will you rack your brains when all is clear? Let not irresolution harry you. Will you still have me think you know the names? Child, be persuaded.
No, I will wait for Adelma. My father urges me. This is a sign the mystery is not impenetrable. He is in league with that strange man and seeks to convince me.
Hesitate no longer. Make up thy mind. Rein in your weary pride. Torture yourself no more.
I am
378, 379. It is already at 3 o'clock in the morning, Your Royal Highness, and you walk now exactly 380 times from one corner of the room to the other. To be quite frank, I'm done up, and if you were to lie down a moment, it would do us both good. You're in safety here.
Yes, you are quite right. But my excited mind gives me no peace. No, forgive me. Leave me go.
Your Royal Highness, I should like to give you a piece of advice. The ghost is your visit. Be prudent, try to be prudent.
Ghosts? What ghosts? Is the place haunted?
Well, we are under the most stringent orders to admit nobody under penalty of death. Poor servants we are, poor servants. The Emperor is the Emperor, you understand me, but the Princess, she is the Empress, so to speak. Poor servants. It's hard to us to pick your way between two puddles, not half. If you only knew. We've always got our heads between the hammer and the anvil. And we don't want to get into anybody's bad graces, I'm sure you understand. And a man who wants to put something aside for his old days. And so you see, we poor devils are in a hell of a hole, not half.
What are you driving at? Is my life in danger?
Well, I won't say that, but you are aware of the blessed interest people about here taking your name. It might happen, by way of example, that a goblin or a fairy steps into the keyhole and leads you into a temptation. Keep a tight rein on your five senses, that's all. You understand me, don't you? Poor servants we are, poor devils, not half.
Go. Have no fear. I stand upon my guard.
That's all right, Your Highness, that's all right. I commend myself to your most gracious protection. I have heard that some men can find it in their hearts to refuse a person of Florence. I have done my very best, but I cannot find it in my heart. So help me God, a man can only do what he can do. I cannot do it. No, I cannot do it.
What is the fellow warning me against? Who is to visit me? Well, I can fight. Yea, fight the very devil if he come. My thoughts are all for her. Oh, in short time remains of fearing and of torment. Dawn is nigh. And can it be that her heart is still so hard and pitiless? Well, let us try to sleep.
My prince? I am a slave of turandot, and hither come my ways to which even to her are closed. Good news I bring you.
Slave, you lie. The heart of Turandot is pitiless.
You speak the truth, and yet you are the first to have ever touched it. You believe me not, and yet it is quite true. She says she hates you, but she already loves you. May the earth swallow me if it is not true that she loves you.
The news is good. I will believe. Very well, what comes next?
She bids me to tell you that only her ambition drives her to her desperation. Now she sees what she undertook she cannot do, and thinking of tomorrow and its shame she is consumed. May the earth swallow me if here I lie.
Enough, pretty slave. I will believe. Go, tell your mistress that it is easy to give the contest up. And she would win far fairer renown by softening her heart and giving of her own free will the heart he longs for to the man who loves her true. Is this haply the message that you bring?
No, Prince. My message runs not so. We ask consideration for our weaknesses. The princess begs you for a favor. Spare her vanity. Help her say those names in the court tomorrow. Then she herself will from her throne descend and reach to you her right hand. You, it costs so little. Say the names and in this manner win her heart.
Oh, pretty slave, where is the speech's end?
What speeches end, your highness?
May the earth swallow me if I lie in this.
You doubt it?
Oh, I do a little doubt it. Just so much that I refuse to do what you desire. Go, tell your princess that if I hide the names, it is because a lover must be cautious. So do not hide them with intent to pain her.
Fool! Fool!